Hello and welcome to my tier list of Minecraft generated structures. I don't know if anybody has ever done this. There might have been some people who have done this already, because there's just so many tier lists, and there's so many tier lists you can make about Minecraft. And I'm sure many people have done this before, but the more common ones that I've seen were items, I guess. Items and mobs. I've never seen generated structure one, but maybe this is first, maybe this is not. This is probably not first. You know what? Let's just get into it. Alright, anyway, our first one here is... Oh, by the way, this information was taken from Gamepedia. So whatever Gamepedia has shown, like the Minecraft wiki on Gamepedia, whatever they have shown, this is what I got it from. So if there are some things that maybe was missed, take it up with Gamepedia. It wasn't me, but I did add a couple, and you'll see which ones I added. Some things that I added, some things that I changed also. So we'll get there when we get there. First of all, our first one here is a bastion. Now, bastions are fairly common, but you know, they're pretty good. They have decent amount of loot. They have a lot of gold, obviously, which is extremely useful. But they're not that. I'm not crazy about them, I guess. We'll put them in diamond tier. And okay, the tier list. The tiers are netherite, diamond, gold, iron, and stone. Yes, gold is not better than iron, but tierographically, if that's a word, we'll just put gold over iron, just because I guess, you know, gold is worth more or whatever. But yeah, bastion I'll put on diamond, because it's whatever, you know, it's whatever. It's great, but it's just not like, oh, I need a bastion right now. Buried treasure. So this is a little treasure map that I have here. They're cool. You know what? I might put this on netherite. You know why? Because they're fun to find. You don't always find them like all the time. You don't find the maps themselves all the time. But when you do, it's a little adventure, and you're guaranteed to get some good stuff, like pretty good stuff. If like I've gotten diamonds from them before, you know, but like if not diamonds, maybe gold, iron, emeralds, heart of the seas. Obviously, there's always like fairly good stuff. So yeah, we'll put in netherite. Desert pyramid. You know, desert pyramids, they are cool. They look nice. I should probably also do it based on design. Yeah, they look nice. As far as loot goes, I don't, you know, it's like it's a cool structure. You're happy to find one, but then when you get to one, it's like, then you're like, what is this loot? String, sand, rotten flesh. Like, can I get a book? You're almost never happy with what you get. Me personally, almost never happy with what I get from desert pyramids. So for that reason, I'm gonna put in diamond, because it's cool. It's a great find. It's cool to find. It's exciting, but it's just not always the most pleasing. It can have some good stuff. That's why I'm putting in diamond. It can have some good stuff. Desert well, stone. It's garbage, useless. Why is it there? Woodland Mansion. Okay. Woodland Mansion. I've only been to a Woodland Mansion maybe twice, because as you know, they are very rare. They're pretty rare. They're hard to come by. If you do get a map to a mansion, chances are you have to travel very, very far, because they're not easy to find. I remember like one or two times that I did find a desert temple. Woodland Mansion. I had to travel out very, very far. It was almost not worth it. And when I got in there, the loot was super lackluster. There was nothing great about a Woodland Mansion. I'm gonna put it in iron just because the whole gimmick of it being rare and hard to find and it having fairly useless loot, it's not worth the trouble. It's really not worth the trouble. I couldn't care less. I don't care. It's not worth it. Dungeons are okay. I'll put it in gold because there is a rarity to them. They're fairly rare, but when you do find one, you get like so loot. I guess the same thing with the Woodland Mansion is that it's like a gimmick that is kind of rare, but there's like nothing special about it. But it's good for making mob farms. We'll say that. We'll say it's great for mob farms. Igloos are cool. I actually fairly like igloos. They have the whole little dungeon aspect under them where some scientist is trying to heal a zombie villager. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's like amazing though. I'm not amazed by it. We'll put it in iron because it's also somewhat sort of hard to find. They only spawn in snowy biomes with alongside villages. Do they only spawn with villages? I actually don't know that if they only spawn with villages or you can find them there just like that. But the chances of running into one seem a little slim, but it's not really that amazing when you find one. It's just for like learning how to heal a zombie zombie villager, which everyone knows, everyone can achieve. I mean, it can give a brewing stand and I think a couple potions and a golden apple or whatever, but end cities are, you know, I may sound like I'm contradicting myself all the time, but like end cities are rare. They are annoying. They are a pain to find. In raid wars, I eventually do go end busting. Spoiler alert, I guess. You know, I haven't released the episodes yet, but yeah, we go to the end and we go end busting. I've found I have a newfound love for end busting. It is really, really fun. It's strangely so fun. But even though you're just like flying in a black void, it's strangely fun. And seeing an end city is really like my eyes light up. I'm like, dude, yes, another end city. That's great. I can get more shulkers. I can get end rods. But you know, I'm putting it on diamond just because they're like the rarity aspect, even though it's like kind of fun, the funness, that's not a word, about them is that they're kind of rare to find, but it's also sort of annoying. So it's like it's like they're butting heads, sort of. The rareness aspect butt heads with the rareness aspect. But that's kind of my take on it. My dogs are barking. I don't know if that was picked up. I hope not. So even though this is just a portal room, this is just this is a stronghold in general. So strongholds. I mean, they're not something like these, which are just kind of extra. This is like very important to the game. Like it's pretty much, I think, the only thing that's important. Oh no, besides the fortress, that's the only thing that's like important to the game. Which, I mean, it's like there's a reason for it. It's not something that can be judged on whether if it's fun to find, but I guess in terms of like the point of it being hard to like there's a point of it being hard to find. I mean, there's a point of everything else to being hard to find, but like there's a very specific point for this one to be hard to find but there's a simple way to track it, which a Woodland Mansion and buried treasure also have like a certain way to find them. But I guess what I want to judge this on is maybe extra loot. It's different in Bedrock and Java. I know it's different in Bedrock and Java. The thing about Bedrock is I think there are dud strongholds, if I'm remembering correctly. So there are strongholds without end portal rooms, which is very disheartening. But I don't know, this is like a weird, difficult one to judge. I'm gonna put it in gold. I'm just gonna put like it's mid-range. You know, it's important for the game. It's a little bit of a challenge to find. It's kind of cool when you find it. There's some stuff that are useful when you find it. Yeah, we'll put it in gold. It's kind of a questionable thing to judge. But so this is an end ship. This is one of the things that I added extra from the Gamepedia list because not every end city is going to have an end ship. So it made me like say it's sort of an extra thing. But I'm gonna put it on netherite because end ships, like on top of seeing an end city is like, oh yeah, that's great. If you see an end ship, I'm hyped as all hell. End ships are amazing. They have elytras, guaranteed elytras. Dragon heads are cool as well. So I mean, they're just a great structure. Like the point of an elytra is that it's a pretty fairly OP item. It's one of the most entertaining ways. It's not the fastest, but it's one of the most entertaining ways to travel. And because it's an endgame item, I understand the rarity aspect of it. See, things like the Woodland Mansion, you don't get much out of a Woodland Mansion. Like I said, it's gimmicky that it's just rare. There's nothing extra from a Woodland Mansion that I can find aside from maybe a raid or a Pillager Outpost. Great. End ships, awesome. Elytras, dragon heads, good, great. Nether Fortresses. Ooh, I have a love-hate relationship with Nether Fortresses because playing the game, whether it's just having fun or speedrunning or something like that, Nether Fortresses are almost impossible to find. And they're the worst things to look for. It's definitely a run killer if you're trying to speedrun, and it's definitely just a mood killer if you can't find one. And for me personally, every single Nether Fortress that I run to has an open blaze spawner. I hate when blaze spawners are open. I want them to be like kind of built in or under, I guess, some netherrack cliffs, just because blazes fly away, and that makes it really annoying to fight blazes. But like I said, this is an important aspect of the game. You need this. This is a part of the game. So with that, I guess I'm gonna put it, it's a mid-tier. It's gold also, just because it means something to the game. But then there's like a challenging aspect of it, which of course they're not gonna make it so that you find everything easily. You know, the game has to have some challenge, some reason for you to be playing it. So gold. Fossils. First of all, fossils. This is one that I also kind of changed a little bit according to the Gamepedia list, because they're listed as two. There's two listings of a fossil. There's an overworld fossil and a nether fossil. I decided to combine them, I guess, or maybe just overworld, because I don't think Soul Sand Valley is where they specifically spawn. But I don't think they're more common than overworld. I'm not sure, but we're just gonna bunch them together just because it's fossil. But again, this is like a woodland mansion idea. Its gimmick is that it's rare to find. When you find it, it's cool. It's like, whoa, I found one of the rarest things in the game. But aside from that, what is it? Okay, bone meal. Okay, a building block. But it's kind of, you know, I might put it in stone just because it's really just rare. It's really just rare. What me personally, Raid Wars, to harken back to Raid Wars, I have a lot of bones. I get a lot of bones. I have a looting 3 sword. I get a lot of mob drops. And it's just, I don't need that much bone meal anyway. But if I do, I can get it if I need it. And I guess in terms of building, they are a nice block. But also, like, again, with someone like, I mean, this is, you know, this is all gonna be personal. This is not a general, like, view that everybody should follow. This is my opinion, of course. It's not gonna be, I'm not speaking for everybody, but whoa, excuse that. But yeah, it's just, I personally, like, if I were to find one, I'll be like, yo, sick, a fossil. I found a fossil. But like, aside from that, what how special exactly is it, you know? Yeah, but yeah, stone. Jungle temples, which, or no, actually they're called jungle pyramids, which I didn't know they were called jungle pyramids. I thought they were always jungle temples, but sure. Jungles itself are rarer biomes, and you're not guaranteed a jungle pyramid in every jungle. So again, there's the rarity aspect to it. They're trapped, which is cool, just like the desert pyramid. They're trapped. In terms of loot, I mean, they're pretty rare, so I haven't found that many. But loot, even the hidden loot behind the traps, are not that great. I'm going to put it in iron as well, because the idea of like rarity is like gonna be a big thing here, because the reason that these things spawn are because of RNG. All right, so RNG plays a big aspect into how everything spawns. Obviously, we all know that RNG is a big deal in Minecraft. But in terms of like what, like the RNG in finding a jungle, the RNG in finding a jungle pyramid in a jungle, the RNG of getting good loot in the jungle pyramid. So it's just like a lot of the rarity of it, you know? It kind of, it's, again, this is probably going to be a reason for everything, but the rarity of it is only cool for a moment, but also it makes it annoying at the same time. So it's just, on top of that, the loot is not the most amazing. You can get redstone, obviously. You can get the dispensers, you can get the arrows from it, from the traps and stuff like that. So that's like okay, you know. It's an okay place. I don't think it's gold. I don't think it's worth gold. Definitely not. Mine shafts will put on gold. Because me personally, I honestly have a lot of fun in mine shafts, because if you get a really big one, you're gonna have a blast just like exploring it. I always have a problem when I'm in a mine shaft. I want to keep going, and then when I think about it, I'm like, what if I get lost or like die or lose everything in this maze? But I want to keep going. Like, that's the thing. I want to keep exploring. Same thing with like caves, but we're not talking about caves. Same thing with just adventuring. Same thing with end busting. You know, you want to keep going, and that risk of dying, maybe it's more fun, makes it more fun. I don't know, but yeah, it's gold because it's fun to explore. And there are sometimes pretty good loot, not really from the chests specifically, but yeah, let's move on to ocean monuments. Ocean monuments are cool. I'm gonna put it on gold also, and I'm gonna put it on gold because I understand sort of its rarity, not really actually. I mean, it is one of the bosses. It holds one of the bosses, so of course it's going to be a challenge to find. But it also has blocks and things that you can only get from there, which are sponges, which honestly, sponges, like, they're not unless you're planning to make something water related or a water base, who cares about sponges? You know, unless you're trying to get something from the water, who cares about sponges? The guardian bosses, or the elder guardians, they're like pretty decent bosses. They're not too hard to fight, but also you get the prismarine blocks, and also the other guardians drop prismarine shards and scales, which this place being the only place you can get prismarine related blocks kind of makes it worth it if you want to use prismarine. Me personally, I guess I like the look of prismarine, maybe just because it feels like something so different from the rest of the blocks, but it's kind of just in gold just because of the same fate that I guess the end portal and the Nether Fortresses are. They're not important parts of the game, but they're bosses. So like, it's the same thing. Like I'm saying, it's the same thing with these. They're not important as end portal and Nether Fortress, but there's a reason that they're difficult to find, and that's because of the bosses. Ruined nether portals. They're not okay. This might be controversial. I don't know who's a ruined nether portal stan, but I'm putting them in stone simply because they're practically useless. I mean, they are good maybe if you're speedrunning or you're pretty early in the game and you don't really have ways to get obsidian that quick, but I mean, they're practically useless. I just don't see myself regularly wanting to find a ruined portal. Pillager Outposts only spawn alongside villages, or not alongside villages. Do they have a chance? I think they have a chance of spawning near a village, obviously. So if you find a pillager outpost, chances are you will find a village. If you find a village, chances are you'll find a pillager outpost. But they're pretty ways away. I guess they're cool. I'm probably gonna put them on stone. Times that I found them, not good loot, and you can make a farm out of them. I guess that's the same reason why I put dungeon and gold. You can make a farm out of them, which is cool, but as far as like how useful I find them or how much I want to find them or what I can get out of them, not good. Sunken Ships. I will put Sunken Ships. Sunken Ships. There's 3 ways you can find them. Either like the back section, the front section, the mid section, and 4, and complete. I think that's the way you can find them. So chances are you're only gonna get paper and a map, or you're only gonna get some garbage, or you're only gonna get gold sometimes, iron sometimes, diamond. I think you can find diamond, and sometimes emerald, or you can find them all together. Again, super RNG. I might put it in this is pretty hard. Gold or iron, I don't know. It's just cause like finding them is fun, but the loot isn't always amazing. I'll put them in iron. Put them in iron because they're a good find, but the loot is not a good find. Abandoned, sunken structures, whatever they're called. I'll put them up in words there. You'll see what they are. But these are stone. The loot is almost always garbage. I always get coal, wheat, or rotten flesh. That's like all I get ever. They're also surrounded by drowns who are just annoying. And honestly, they're not even scary, they're just annoying. This is one that I changed, or that I added upon beyond the Gamepedia list, which is abandoned villages. Abandoned villages are rarer than normal villages, but again, with the rarity aspect, are they even worth it? Most of the time, yes, if on the chance that they have good loot in the houses, it's stone. They're rare. You can only find zombie villagers. The loot is not the most amazing. Overall, just kind of useless to me. Normal villages. Again, a chance you'll find loot that's good, a chance you'll find loot that's bad. But, based on raid wars, again, you can really do a lot for a village. It takes work, obviously, but you can get a lot out of villagers. And for that, I might put it in diamond, because they are extremely useful if you get good spawns, good houses, good houses. But if you want to expand upon a village, they can be extremely useful and beneficial. Like, there's always something you're probably going to need from villages. Take it from a speedrunning standpoint. There's stone, there's wood, there's an iron golem. Those are like if you get a village in a speedrun, you're pretty good. Last but not least, which is hut, stone. It's just like, why, You spawn in a swamp, which is like an annoying, drab place to be, and there's a witch in there, okay. A chest with like sugar or redstone or glowstone or spider eye or something. What do you need it for? I mean, of course, again, you can make mob farms, which, yeah, I guess I can see if you really want to capitalize on potion use and brewing. Yeah, I have never once ever wanted or needed or got excited when I found a witch hut. So this is my tier list of Minecraft's generated structures. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye bye.